the White House is like 2K from us, and this is like
all the time, no?
Oh my God, it's crazy. Okay, we're gonna see if my text is good. Yeah, so yeah, it depends, and it should start raining soon, so might be fun.
Okay, well, it's still in the boat, so it's fun as well.
Oh, good, I changed the boat. If I will be on my sailboat, that would be the funniest part. You will see me like, and
Okay, I think we are ready. I'm going to present you in 1 minute, and then you can do the presentation. In the end, we'll do the Q&A, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar of this week. We're going to talk about essential of sports nutrition with Gosia. Welcome, Gosia.
Hey.
Have a nice webinar. Thank you for your presentation.
Hi, my name is Reszka. Everyone calls me Gosia, and I would love to thank Emiliano and MSI for invitation today. Till yesterday, I wasn't sure if I'm going to be able to make it on time because, in fact, I am since 3 weeks on the sailing boat, and the weather on the East Coast in the United States was pretty rough, if I need to be very honest. But I'm glad I make it back to DC and I'm able to join you guys here. So maybe I would say something about me, just a little short. Like, I am pro athlete from Polish national team, track and field national team, chemistry engineering and master specialization of food technology and nutritionist. I spent my master doing research about supplements and analyze them. I work at the University of the United States with the sport people as well in private time, and including track and field, volleyball player, tennis players, and as well drivers from the WTCC. Other food and what proper nutrition and supplements can offer so athletes can feel better, perform on their top, and recover better, which I think people are forgetting about. Okay, so maybe let's start. I will change my slide or not. Oh yes, we got it. So let's start maybe with motorsport overall a little bit. Like all professional athletes, racing drivers required elite level of nutrition. Specific for the individual sport, body type as well, and even more specifically, each individual event. We all know that nutrition is critical to our performance, but what is a good nutrition for the race drivers? That is the question which is not easy to answer for, but we will try to. Some of us feel better and more energized by certain food, while others feel quite differently. So regardless of our personal view, one thing we all have in common is that eating well is essential to top performance. Some basics about nutrition, just to make a big picture of it. Our bodies need to utilize proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals differently, and need each of these elements provided at different times for different reasons, of course. So race drivers' needs are more profoundly affected by certain factors, which I would like to present you. And of course, the environment in which they are racing, for example, the temperature changing and heat acclimation, length of time in the race car, psychology, fatigue, injury status, which is important as well. Specific of the race car the individual is driving, if it's an open cockpit, as a closed cockpit, versus, sport cars, and personal metabolism, of course, which simply means how each person individually uses the breakdown of protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more closely about macronutrition and micronutrition. So, can I change it? Yes. Which you have groups here, of course, macronutrients and micronutrients. And let's jump to the proteins first, which I like the most though. So proteins are essential nutrients for human body. The body contains large amounts of protein, and in a main building block in the body is the primary component of most cells. For example, of course, muscles, connective tissues, and skin. They are built of the proteins. The proteins consist of units called amino acids, which we all know. They spring together in the complex formation. Because proteins are complex molecules, the body takes larger time to break them down. As a result, they are a much slower and longer lasting source of energy than carbohydrates, like for the main fuel for us. There are 20 amino acids. The body synthesizes some of them from components within the body, but it cannot synthesize 9 of them, which 8 of them are essential for our body, for the adult body, which is isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Inflans also needs the 9th one, which is histidine. It might be useful information if you have a little kids or you're planning to have. So the percentage of protein that body can use to synthesize essentials amino acids varies from protein to protein, of course. Like for example, the body can use 100% of the protein in egg, and high percentage of protein from milk and meat. The body cannot like just change it like more from other food. The body needs protein to maintain and replace tissues and the function to grow. That's like the main our needs from protein. Proteins is not usual use as an energy. However, if the body is not getting enough calories from other nutrients, from like fat storage in our body, from carbohydrates, protein is used for energy at the time. And it's good to remember that if more protein is consumed than is needed, the body breaks the protein down and stores it as a components as fat in our abdomen, for example. A simple way to provide this on the race weekend, when you don't have time to do a lot of food preparation, is to drink protein shakes. Shakes could contain not only protein, but carbs, good fat, of course, many of the vitamins and minerals. You'll need for you in your car, of course. However, it's good to remember that some protein supplements are better than the others, but that's not the topic of the discussion today. So let's jump further to master fuel of our body, which are carbohydrates. So a diet rich in carbohydrates increases both endurance and high intensity performance because of the extra storage carbohydrates in the muscles and in the liver as well, called glycogen. It is well documented that athletes need to replenish carbohydrate stores in the body, especially during the periods of intensive training, workouts, competition, racing. Consuming carbohydrates during workouts lasting more than 1 hour can also benefit performance and delay onset on the fatigue and tiredness. Carbohydrates can be broken simply down to fast-acting carbohydrate, simple carbs, consisting the only 1 or 2 sugars, which include foods such as a simple sugar, white flour, fructose in fruits, and carbohydrate that will sustain the driver over the longer term, which are complex carbs, which consists 3 or more sugars inside, and they are fiber rich. It is complex carbs that are most important for drivers during the race weekend because they keep you fuller for a longer time. Some complex carbohydrates you can bring to the race weekend that can be easily digested are, of course, bananas or strawberries, which we can use as well in the shakes we prepare with proteins. This is like pasta, of course, as well, quinoa, oatmeal, or buckwheat. Whole grain type will, of course, make you feel fuller for a longer period of time. Like you can see in my, poor presentation, carbohydrates are vital to help reach peak performance during physical activities because they provide energy and muscle gain. So energy, they are the main source of energy for our brains and body to function properly. When carbs are eaten, they are eventually digested and broken down into smaller sugar molecules we talked about 2 minutes ago, which is glucose. These glucose molecules are stored in the liver and muscles to be used as a fuel. Especially during physical activities, of course. Carbohydrates improve athletic performance by delaying fatigue and allowing athletes to compete in the highest level for longer. And why muscle gain? So that's tricky, because without an adequate amount of storage glucose in the body, other nutrients, protein or fat, are used to utilize to make an energy. But with the correct amount of carbohydrates available for the muscles, protein can be free to do the main job of repairing and rebuilding muscle tissue, which maximizes muscle gain at this time. We'll jump to the fats now. So fats, we can separate them for 3 different kind of fats, but one is more like separated. Saturated, so let's start maybe with the ones we would not like to. Saturated fats are more likely to increase bad cholesterol level and increase the risk of atherosclerosis. Then we have trans fats, which is trans fatty acids, and are a different category of the fat. They are man-made. They are formed by adding hydrogen atoms, hydrogenations, this is the name of the process, to monosaccharide and polysaccharide fatty acids. Now let's focus about what we should eat. So unsaturated fats, which should be part of our nutrients, include monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which are typically found in plant food. Sources are usually liquid at the room temperature. Unsaturated fats have health benefits such as lowering bad cholesterol level and reducing the risk of heart disease. Common food sources, including olive oils, of course, canola oil, avocado, fish, almonds, soya beans, flax seeds, and other seeds. Because fats as such as efficient form of energy, the body stores any excess energy as a fat. The body deposits excess fat in abdomen, like our belly, which is omental fat, and under the skin, subcutaneous fat, to use when it needs more energy. The body may also deposit excess fat in bloody vessels and within organs, which is not so good for us and often causing serious disorders. Fat provides the highest concentration of energy of all of the nutrients. 1 gram of fat equals 9 kilocalories, which carbohydrates and proteins are equals 4 kilocalories, so it's more than double. This calorie density, along with our seemingly unlimited storage capacity for fat, makes fat our largest reserve of energy. 1 pound, which is about 450 grams, I think it's correct, provide us approximately like 3,600 kilocalories of energy. While these calories are less essential for athletes perform quick and dynamic movements, intense effort like sprinting, even driving, when you need a special fast reactions, fat is essential for long, slower, lower intensity and endurance activities, such as easy cycling or walking. Even during high intensity exercises, while carbohydrates is the main fuel, but fat is needed to have access to stored glycogen from the food as an energy. Okay, let's jump to my favorite topic always when I talk with my clients, because this is the thing they always forgetting about, is water, which of course for us as a athlete people, of course, means hydration. Water can be and should be considered as an essential nutrient in diet. The importance of this component in the human daily diet is given by the fact that our body is mainly made from the water. In the adults, about 70%, I think, and in the kids and the children is about 80% of the body mass. How much water we really need depends on water function and the mechanism of daily water balance regulation. The aim of this review is to describe the physiological of water balance and consequently to highlight the new recommendation with regard of water requirements. I know it sounds pretty tricky, but we'll go for it. Water has numerous roles in the body, in the human body. In fact, it can act as building material, as solvent, reaction medium, and reactant, as well as a carrier for nutrients and as well for waste products. It's of course, it got the function of thermoregulatory and as a lubricant and shock absorbent. Similar to calories, the right amount of water to be drunk is dictated by balance between the intake and the losses. The intake is coming from both fluids and solid food. Fruits and veggies, of course, are the major source of the food, of the water from the food. Water coming from oxidation of macronutrients also makes a contribution, although often negligible. Water losses from the body occurs through the urinary, the skin, of course, in our digestive system and the respiratory surfaces. Last night, I was studying researches of one of professor who visited University of Virginia as a guest about doing hydration testing on the drivers to help to show them the importance of being hydrated. And ultrasonography results indicated that some drivers were not fully hydrated during the prior to the race. Drivers found it difficult to match fluid intake to fluid losses during the day, during the day, and fluid intake during the driving is often warm and therefore not enticing, like exciting to even drink it. And the endurance, not to mention the many distractions while in the car while you're driving. So individual sweat test as well was made, and the results have to give more individualized feedback to each driver as to the types of fluids they needed most and they were losing most, especially in the endurance race settings. So I'm sure MSI and Emiliano is doing a lot of researches about it, and because it's pretty important subject, and I would love to look for it, and I love to do work about that with my clients as well. But that's just my thought, and we're coming back here to the presentation. So the next subject, of course, is gonna be not sure why we cannot see more. So let me just be back. Emiliano, I might need you.
Hello?
No, we just need to stop sharing the presentation and go back for extra slides. Not sure.
Okay. You need to stop sharing the screen?
Yes, trying to. Oh, maybe this way. Or maybe not. Yes, I am blonde. Stop sharing. I am trying. Oh, got it. Okay. So we here. Okay, and now it should be play. Is everyone see vitamins and minerals?
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
he came back. I don't know
Okay.
why I missed it. So sorry. Maybe it's raining outside. Coming back. Okay, vitamins and minerals. So micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals that are needed in smaller amount to help catalyze and processing of the macronutrients into the healthy and active body, of course. The 13 essential vitamins include the water soluble, like complex vitamin B complex and vitamin C, both of which must be consumed daily since they are not stored in our body. And fat soluble vitamins K, A, D, and E can be stored in our body fat. For athletes, the most important, I shouldn't say that all of them are important, but the most important, of course, are going to be vitamin B complex, C, D, and E. So just very shortly, just to not be boring, vitamins B complex are all about energy production, building muscles, and forming the oxygen-carrying red blood cells. Vitamin C is a major part of collagen found in most body tissue, and it's important antioxidant, of course. It has also been shown to blunt the muscle wasting effect of cortisol. Vitamin D is necessary for absorption of calcium and thus help building the strong bones, especially necessary for the athletes, of course. Vitamin E is another great antioxidant, and it helps prevent muscle breakdown during exercises. We need muscle building minerals, including, of course, calcium, phosphorus, iron, and zinc. And as well, all athletes need the electrolyte minerals, which are sodium, potassium, and magnesium daily. So, yes, we have it. Supplements. As we all know, racing is an endurance sport. The level of stamina necessary to finish a race is significant, let alone like how much drivers needs to be first. If you want to be first on the victory line, whatever it might look like, drivers needs an edge. But building racer endurance is important for another reason as well, to avoid injury. Keeping your body in the same position for a long period of times, especially when the trail on track is rough, is tough for your hips, for your knees, for your back, I think the most likely. And if you take in G-force in the process, the risk of injury grows like exponentially. For this reason, serious racing enthusiasms from amateurs to pro drivers knows that we cannot provide everything consuming balanced meals, but to involve building strength, stamina, and endurance, we need to add supplements to their daily routine. I could talk about supplements way too long, so I would just try to cut it and just focus about the most important supplements. And okay, let's start it. So for sure, glucosamine and chondroitin. I will never pronounce it well in English. Prevention for joint pain and slow cartilage degeneration. Sorry. Vitamin C, glutamine, echinacea, and zinc may enhance immune function. So, which is all we should focus about now for sure. omega-3 fatty acids, of course, that's 6 as well, and coenzyme Q10. They're amazing for our body cells to recover and to keep them strong and moist too as well. Several amino acid supplements have strong evidence to support their role in improved exercise performance and muscle building, like BCAA. And few of them I like to take separately, like arginine helps stimulate insulin, build other amino acid, and increasing blood flow. Glutamine is the most common amino acids, and I think all of the athletes should take it before and after workout. And is the most common one in muscle tissue, and it's critical for muscle development and healing. That's what I think is one of the most important ones. And it supports the immune system and promotes glycogen storage in depleted muscles. And leucine increases insulin, glucose uptake to active muscles and muscle growth. So I cut it as I could. Before we'll go to quarantine, some advices. I just made like some guidelines and prepare to make it easier to not waste your time during this beautiful evening I hope you have, because it's raining down here in DC. So maybe the first, like the most like obvious, follow the frequent snacking principles, which requires an individual to eat every 3-4 hours to maintain insulin level and aid in physical and mental recovery. Consume complex carbohydrates obtained from whole grain sources such as brown rice, quinoa, buckwheat, 100% whole wheat bread and pasta. And not only this fuel a driver body, but they are also an individually source of vitamins, minerals, and the fiber. Some racers or athletes, driver, even consume a pasta meal the night before the race, to provide them with plenty of stored energy the following day. Eat proteins sources following a rush. So just to stop here for a second, I'm not a huge fan of the grammature for the athletes for them to weigh the food, because most likely I am doing it or other nutritionists or catering which got that all wrote down, but just to have the bigger view of it. So eat protein sources following a ratio of 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. For instance, if a driver weighs about 75 kilograms, 75 kilograms, we will weigh roughly 169 pounds. This translates to 169, 253 grams of protein daily over the course of 5-6 meals, of course. Each meal should have a protein source, which is 50 grams. And eat lean protein sources, including, of course, chicken breast, turkey, eggs, tuna, salmon, lean cuts of beef or tofu. Another advice is make sure to consume healthy fat sources such as avocados, nuts, grape seeds, olive, canola oil, and fish such as salmon, tuna for optimum cardiovascular health. Another, like, I would love to recommend race car drivers to regularly drink water or sport drinks to maintain the healthy level of hydration. So becoming dehydrated during a race leads to many problems such as fatigue, diminished mental alertness, which I think is very important to all of the athletes, but for drivers, I think the most. Slower reaction or driving errors. Skipping, I would love to leave athletes will skip drinks like sodas, which is Coke, Pepsi, Fanta, and all the rest. Juices, of course, not including fresh juices. Iced tea, which is too many chemicals inside, and like sweet lemonades, as they might cause gastrointestinal distress such as diarrhea and decreases performance. My advice: start a day with a glass of water or two, and follow it before each meal, glass or two of water, and everything is going to be perfect. Another advice: during the course of the race, a driver should consume meal replacement or protein shake to help him meet daily nutritional requirement. A protein bar is good as well, of course, if the driver has a time for it. Of course, the multivitamins and the fish oil and other supplement will be perfect to take daily. And as a parting shot, never take your nutrition habits for granted. If you want to make it big in the field, like on the cars racing, it's never too late to tweak them to get the leg up on the competition today. Medicine and researches are fast-growing environment, and there is always something new and always something good to check out and follow. Okay, so, so sorry I was late with this, but that was basically what I was saying. Let's jump to the self-quarantine, the times we are now, which is a little bit crazy, let's face it. So quarantines is isolation with interruption of the usual work routine. For athletes and drivers, we know it now the best. This can result in boredom, which in turn has been associated with greater energy intake, including consumption of the high quantities of fat, carbohydrates, and proteins. Further, like during quarantine and self-isolation, we are constantly hearing the news about the pandemic, and which without a break can be very stressful. So I recommend to switch off television for some part of the time. Consequently, the stress pushes people toward overeating even more, primarily thought looking for sugar and the comfort food, which is like fast food, fried food, everything which is not the best for us. Quarantine-related stress have also results in the sleep disturbance that in turn further worsen to stress response and increases food intake as well, giving rise to the vicious cycle. For this reason, it is important to consume food contain of the promoting the melatonin and serotonin at the dinner time. And I don't think I made it here though, which I'm really sorry about that. But so what kind of food we could eat for the evening to sleep better and recover better. So there's like a lot of variants, plant species, including roots, leaves, fruits. I said roots and fruits, sorry, and seeds such as almonds, bananas, cherries, and oats. They all contain melatonin and serotonin. These foods may also contain tryptophan, which is a prosecretor of the serotonin and melatonin. And protein foods such as a milk and milk product, I know is a very risky topic with a lot of people, but these products are the main source of the sleeping induction amino acid tryptophan. What we can do and what the World Health Organization recommend for us is make a plan, take only what you need, and be strategic about the use of ingredients and prioritize fresh products. Avoid food waste, of course, to allow others to buy things. I think we all have seen it at stores around the world, the craziness and the empty shelves of the toilet paper shelves, the pasta is gone, rice is gone, and other things. But now, hopefully, everything is coming back to normal. So buy fresh fruits and veggies if you can. If not, buy the frozen one. So the good fruits to have it is like citrus fruits, of course, oranges, clementines, grapefruits if you have access to, are always good option. Of course, bananas or strawberries. You can always cut them in the little pieces and frozen them if you buy them a little bit more. And you can add them later to the smoothies. Root vegetables such as carrots, turnips, beets, potatoes, as well as vegetables like cabbage, broccolis, cauliflowers. They are relatively non-perishable, which means like we can keep them longer and they're very good for us. Garlic, gingers, and onion, of course, they are the best antibiotics, natural ones for us, and they can store at home a little bit longer, and we can also use them to add the flavor to a variety of the meals. Prepare home cooked meals. Internet is full of the recipes, and it's just a few minutes and you can be really like Gordon Ramsay. Take advantage of food delivery option. I'm always saying to my clients, there is always something good in the restaurant menu and always something healthy. If not, just take a dressing by side, sauce by side, and you're gonna be good. So I think support the local business is very important. Be aware of portion sizes. Of course, not to overeat. Stop when you feel comfortable. And don't cry, you still have something on the plate. You can save it for later. Follow safe food handling practice, which means only safe food is healthy food, of course. So keep your hands, kitchen, and utilize clean, and of course, food as well. Limit your intake and salt and sugar, which I think everyone should make it all the time. Consume enough fiber, of course. Stay hydrated, which we're coming back to the beginning. Avoid alcohol, or at least they said avoid, as I would say at least reduce alcohol consumption a little bit. Enjoy family meals and enjoy your time with family. I think it's that time when we're gonna appreciate we just a little bit longer at home and not travel as much. How we can boost our immune system now, of course, vitamin C, vitamin E, and beta carotene, like the easiest thing we can just take from the fruits and veggies now, if we have access, of course, to them. Or if not, then just try supplements, but where we can find it in the food. Beta carotene is most find it like in sweet potatoes, carrots, leafy vegetables, which are all like spinach, arugula, salad. Vitamin C, of course, it's most likely found in red bell peppers, oranges, strawberries, broccolis, kiwi, mango, potatoes. Vitamin E, major sources are vegetables oils, of course, soybean, sunflower, walnut, and all other kinds of nuts, seeds, spinach, and broccolis are a very good source. So what I would recommend is drink water, eat vegetables, sleep, and enjoy your time. And yeah, I think that will be it from me.
Thank you, Gosia. Thank you. Maybe we can start with some questions I have here for you from some of our attendees. So does pH level is important in hydration?
Oh yes, it's always important in hydration. Of course, if it's too low, that's never too good for us, because our body is like during performance or during competition or even just workout, the acid level our body is pretty much too low, which means acid level is too high, but pH is too low. So even alkalidic water, it's very good that time. And yeah, I think it's very important, or just to keep it balanced just with water that time.
About hydration still, how do you measure the degree of the hydration?
Oh, I like
hydration degree.
The hydration.
How do you measure?
Yeah, so I was studying at the university few things, but the most like how I measure, or how just to look at the athletes, because that's
for the athletes.
Yeah, because like the athletes, first thing they gonna for sure feel is like the dryness in the mouth, even a little bit, that means you for sure need it. Even fatigue, you feel like a little dizziness, that's for sure you're in the stage like you need a lot of hydration. But if you can look at your body when you're sweating, when you like when you need to swallow yourself in like too much, that's mean like you for sure need a water. And if you keep the balance, like you wake up, you drink a water, you drink a glass of water like 30 minutes before each meal, and you have, if you will follow the rules, you will have 5-6 meals, plus the glass of water in the morning, plus before workout, during the workout, after workout, before shower as well, because it's lowering the blood pressure, then you're for sure going to be good. But of course, you guys have a lot of perfect, I am almost sure, how to say that, perfect ways how to measure it by the skin, by the ultrasonography, or but even the blood level, or the machine when you can stay and check your body level.
And do you prefer water or multi-mineral drinks?
It depends. So I do think there is always time for each of it. So start the day with normal water, of course, or water with lemon, ginger, cucumber, whatever you like to add to the water to have the flavor, because not everyone likes the drinking water like just like me, like straight through and that's it. But during the workout, yes, I like the isotonics. You can make one by yourself or just drink the other ones with, of course, vitamins, sugars. Well, we need it as athletes. We need carbs, and simple carbs are the best for this level, if you're not on the keto diet, of course. But yeah, I think the juices and even fresh juices are very good around the workout time. So before, during, and after, of course, yes, it's so much better than water.
I have another one. How can I analyze my personal metabolism that I know I need to take? Did you heard about the device called Lumen?
I heard about it. I did not have like in my hand, or I did not even look at the videos though, but I know there are the researchers, like you can do it at your home, and internet is full of the calculators like you can use. Are they very like, they not very specific, because you're never gonna like analyze it by yourself what you're doing at the workout, and you're always doing different workout, what you need at the time. But if you follow your gut and you read about it and your knowledge is getting better and better, you can do it all by yourself. If not, then you need to have a professional help for that, that's for sure. It's not that like 3 minutes and I can write you everything down. It's a long process though, to know someone's body and the needs and the different kind of environment even changing. You know, you travel, you sleep better, you sleep worse, you in this temperature level now with this humidity, like everything is different and body needs different things.
Cartilage is a structure that has no regenerative capacity. Will the effects of glucosamine and chondroitin still be beneficial for the joints?
Can you repeat that?
It's just to know if the effects of glucosamine and chondroitin it's going to be benefit from the joints, even if they don't repair the cartilage itself.
Oh yeah, it's always gonna be good for the joints, because if the muscles are gonna hurt in the because they don't have glucose, which means they're gonna be a little bit taken apart a little bit, because we're using then the proteins and the fat from the muscles as well, then it might be unfortunately bad for it as well, because everything is connected in the body.
You talked about some drivers eating pasta the night before. Do
Yes.
you agree with the idea of some nutritionists of doing carbo loading on the day before a competition?
I do agree. Depends of the competition, depends of the athlete, but it's good to try. But people are forgetting pasta is not equal pasta, because some people see pasta and they see pasta with full of sauce and meat and everything, but what like marathon people are doing, and I think but of course it's like different kind of sport person, but what they're doing is it just the pasta or with a little bit of olive oil, that's it. It's not a full of red or white sauce like Alfredo pasta or something. It is not that. I'm saying just the carbs.
What is the most common supplement you recommend to a race car driver and why?
I don't think I will stop with one and you will need to see my shelves, which are craziness. But for sure, I would say like the most basic one with amino acids, I would choose glutamine, that's for sure. From like vitamins, it's like I will not take multivitamins. Like I'm not a huge fan of multivitamins because they're not they're not usually the best ones, but I will take vitamin C, of course, omega-3, vitamin E. Vitamin E is usually vitamin A. You can buy supplement. It's very easy. Antioxidants, of course, I will take antioxidants. What else I will recommend, what I'm taking, like easily just to look at. It depends of your personal body type too. If you need to gain weight, lose weight, keep the weight, or if you have digestive system problem or not. So I think that's important. But antioxidants are, I would say, vitamins and glutamine. BCAA might be good too. Melatonin before sleep if you have issues with sleeping. I think it's very important because resting is as important as workout and as training, and I think people are forgetting about that.
Okay, two last questions. When there's are extreme temperatures and high humidity, for example in Singapore, what are the most recommended foods for drivers before the race, and do they drivers to sweat more or not during the race?
Oh, to not sweat more. I don't think it's possible to avoid that. For what I've seen on few tracks, right? When we've been together, I was like, wow, so impressed how you can survive inside of it and in this temperature. Of course, then the water is like the best thing, but the gels and the food which contains the most water you can have, that's for sure. So that's going to be all of the leaves, vegetables, fruits, which like, so before I will like then maybe not eat this banana, I will have this watermelon, which is the water with the sugar, and it still keeps you a little bit more full. So yeah, that's for sure. Look for the food with which contains the most water you can have.
What foods are necessary to avoid muscle spasms during the race?
All of the food everyone should avoid, that's for sure, which is gonna be sodas, chips, French fries, everything highly processed, which is stuck in your stomach. And I like, for me, running and doing other like at the lifting things, it's so hard when something is stuck in my stomach. But I cannot even imagine sitting in this car when I even tried in this Mercedes, sitting so low in this temperature, how you feel when something's stuck in your stomach. Like that needs to be terrible feeling. Like, so for sure, everything highly processed, fried with a lot of added sugar, so, and with a lot of salt as well. I will avoid all of the salt like pretzels, that kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you, Gosia. I think it was wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your time in Washington. Okay,
thank
send
you.
my regards to your husband. Thank you. Bye bye.